Hey everyone, it's Reagan Black. I wanted to bring you another encouraging quote for your writing journey, and it's by Anais Nin, and it's, "We write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect." And I wanted to remind you that our writing can build a connection, not just with our audience, should we choose to share that work, but with ourselves. That's where it begins, that connection begins. And I think a lot of times, a journaling habit is a real benefit, especially if writing is something you love to do and it's what comes naturally and that's the thing you know. Journaling is a great way to live in the moment, to appreciate those moments. There's a gratitude journal is a real easy way to start. An impact journal is another great tip I got from my friend Cynthia Bazin, the Smart Chick. She asks herself she checks in with herself every day in her journal about, did she make an impact? Did she reach out? Did she make an effort to help someone in that day? And I think that's a really great way to keep track of our moments, and that's essential. But it's also essential to go back then to take this in the moment, our writing in the moment, and in retrospect. We can then take those experiences and build on them later. One of the best ways to do that, a lot of times when we're writing, especially in fiction, when we're writing, we may not be in that mood or in that struggle that our character needs us to be in. And one of the ways that we can then get into that mood is to go back and remember how we felt in those moments. If you're having a really bad day, but you're trying to write a happy ever after, sometimes you need to go back and remember. We tap our memories then, and we can then go back to our journal or gratitude jar or whatever and tap those moments that made us so happy, that gave us those uplifting feelings in order to write those happy moments. And the same can be said in reverse. There was a scene I had to write for one of my novels, and it was a memorial scene. And it was a struggle for me to think about putting myself back in that place of those characters and that deep, deep grief. And what helped was to go back and remember how I felt at my grandmother's service, and to just really pause and rest and kind of close my eyes and take myself back there. And even though it was a ridiculously uncomfortable moment, I mean, there was all kinds of grief in that moment. My grandmother and I were very close, and even though her service was very hard on me, remembering that moment, looking at it in retrospect, helped me to fuel what the characters needed to experience in that moment. It helped me get their feelings on the page in a very genuine manner. And that's the kind of thing I'm talking about with this quote. We write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect. So our experiences then can be our fuel for those difficult moments when we're writing fiction, or those exhilarating moments when we're writing fiction. Or, if we've kept a business journal and we're trying to write a nonfiction guide or book about our journey, that's where that quality of writing in the moment comes into it, okay? And I think those connections that we build within our own writing and our own lives, then our experience becomes a connection that we can make with our reader or with other authors or whomever we need to do business with even. That experience is that connection that we can build and bridge from. So the quote again, we write to taste life twice, in the moment and in retrospect. And I would just encourage you to let yourself write in the moment with a journal. And then again, don't be afraid to tap those feelings, good and bad, when you need them for the work you have ahead of you. And remember that our words ease our burden in the moment. And then as we share those words with others, it can ease their burden in their moment as they grow through challenges or struggles or just need to escape. All right. That's all I have for you today. I will be back again soon. In the meantime, live the adventure and write well.